My name is Andy Rubin. My background is that in 1995 I started working in the new home sales industry. I worked in that industry for 2 decades before moving on to general brokerage. Got started in real estate because I was really kind of born into it. My mother was a realtor actually in this office, and it was all we really talked about at the dinner table. So it was kind of bred into me at a very young age. I learned about real estate while I was having supper every night. Being a real estate agent there's a lot to enjoy about that, but I think that the first and foremost what I love about it is that every day is different. You have different variables every day with every different client. There's not a whole lot of redundancy in this industry, and I find that I need to have some variation in my life in order to keep it spicy. And I like the fact that every person is different and every person responds differently to me. I respond differently to different people, and nothing is a given. Every day I wake up knowing that I'm in for something new and something different from what I had yesterday. I like to specialize in the Montgomery County market because I was born here. I've lived here since I was 7 years old. The Olney market in particular, I grew up here. I've lived in Olney for 46 years now. Went to all of the local public schools here, as did my wife, as did my children. I'm pretty much embedded in the Olney community, and I don't know that there's anyone that could claim a greater expertise on this particular market than I can. I'm very fortunate in that with this brokerage at Remax Realty Center, they don't allow us not to stay updated on current trends in the market. We've got meetings every Tuesday, the Cup of Joe meeting, where we are kept very up to date on everything that's changing, everything that's happening in the real estate market. We have something called Wednesday Wisdom, which is generally focused on a specific topic, and someone from our team who is expert in that topic educates the rest of us on that topic. We are sent through email any updates that are required for us to know or that would be helpful for us to know. I stay in touch through Twitter and other social media with real estate accounts so that I'm able to stay very up to date on all the latest changes to the mortgage market, to the appraisal market, to settlement, and to everything that changes within the real estate market as a whole. Building and maintaining relationships with clients is obviously key to this profession. I do a lot to make sure that I not only am able to stay in front of my clients and my potential clients, but that I stay in front of them in a very positive way. I sponsor the sanitization stations in 3 of the local grocery stores so that when people go to the grocery stores, they're able to get hand sanitizer, and they also get to look at my handsome face smiling at them as they're pumping that sanitizer. I also adopted a local road in Norbeck Grove so that I could do my part and make sure that we keep trash off of the roads in that beautiful community and help everyone keep their values propped up. But also, as I'm cleaning that road once every quarter, I get to interact with a lot of people in that neighborhood and kind of reinforce who I am and how important their community is to me. Another thing I do is I host events. The biggest event that I host is something called Bonner Rubin, which is a playoff of the Bonner Rubin Music Festival that happens every year in Tennessee. We obviously use the play of my name and made Bonner Rubin, and we just completed our 9th Bonner Rubin. Next year is Bonner Rubin X, or Bonner Rubin 10. 10 years of getting local bands that are all from this general location up on stage in our backyard, playing music for local residents of the community. We had over 300 people roll through the event on Saturday, this past Saturday. We raised over $4,000 for the Children's Miracle Network. We had sponsors. The Olney station sponsored food for everybody. The Mortgage Link and Eastern Title sponsored t-shirts and posters for everybody. We had a sponsor for a moon bounce for the kids to play with. Petticord Plumbing was our sponsor for that. We had a porta potty that was sponsored by Grey Goose Farm. Really, the community has rallied around this event, come together. It's obviously for a remarkable cause. The Children's Miracle Network is the network of children's hospitals. So raising money for a cause like that does make it very easy for the local businesses to rally around us and the local community to rally around us. So a wonderful event that enables me to stay in touch with everyone in the neighborhood and everyone in the local area that wants to come out and have a great time at Bonner Rubin. I also do pies for the Super Bowl and pies for Thanksgiving, where people will come by and just pick up a pie for their Super Bowl party or their Thanksgiving table. But I do try my best to stay in front of as many people as I possibly can. Inevitably, there will be challenges and sometimes problems that we're faced with in this business. There's too many moving parts for there not to be. The mark of a true professional is how he or she is able to handle those problems, and I'd like to think that I'm able to do a darn good job of that by keeping my emotions out of it, remembering always that this is the most important transaction for both parties that are involved, both the seller and the buyer. The seller is dealing with probably the most valuable asset they will ever own, and the buyer is making a decision to purchase what will soon be the most valuable asset they will ever own. With those things in mind, you have to be prepared for emotions to pop up at now and then again, and you've got to be prepared to handle those emotions. So I believe I have a very calming, a very transparent, a very open, and a very direct presence that helps to keep emotions at bay in these situations, which has proven very beneficial in working through any and all issues that I've ever come up with in the business. It's incredibly important for every real estate agent to have a very good support system. When I refer to my business, I never refer to it as I refer to it as we. Despite the fact that I don't have any direct employees that are in the real estate industry that work for me, but I do have partners that work with me. I've got general contractors, I've got a title company, I've got a lender, I've got a landscaper, I've got people that are there to help me through any of the issues that may come up. I've got a staging company, I've got a junk hauler. I have every one of these people on a speed dial so that anytime any of my clients need any of their services, I'm able to pass that information along or expedite the process directly for them very easily. So we are always able to address any problem that any of our clients or any of the agents' clients that I work with might come up with at any point during the process. A lot of agents do a lot of things very well, particularly from this office, from what I've learned. Things that I believe do set me apart are that I studied marketing in college. I was a marketing major, and that marketing background translates directly and very positively to this business, because what we're doing when we're selling a home is we are marketing it, and there's a funnel involved in getting a home sold, and that funnel starts at the very top where you've got to get eyeballs onto that property. And in order to get eyeballs onto that property at the very top of the funnel, you have to do a darn good job of marketing it to make sure it gets in front of as many eyeballs as possible. From the eyeballs, that will lead you to footsteps through the door of your property. But it all starts at the top. And then you get down to the footsteps, and then those footsteps are going to lead you to offers, hopefully multiple offers, because you were able to fill that funnel from the top with those eyeballs through the marketing efforts that you put forward. Things that I do that I believe differentiate me from others are that I have, as part of my team, I have a drone pilot that I use. And that drone pilot will go to my properties, do the drone work, exterior drone work of the property. He'll get things like the amenities and things like if there is woods with walking paths, he'll take the drone down the walking path to demonstrate what living in this home is going to be like. He'll then take the drone all the way to the front door, where then he will edit in video of me personally walking through the home and doing my own walking tour of the home, where I'm able to point out not just the features of the home, but how those features are going to benefit somebody who's living in the home. And my drone pilot, who also is my video editor, will edit all of that in with music. It's extremely well done, very classy. And at the end, there's going to be the drone is going to rise above the house and carry you away from the house. It's a very, very well presented walkthrough tour and walkthrough exterior of the home. And it has an incredible impact on people when they see it. My background from working in new home construction allows me to really have the benefit of having walked people through model homes for 22 years. And that's essentially what I'm doing when I take you through my listings and give you a walkthrough tour of them. I'm walking you through these homes, doing the things that I was professionally trained to do for 22 years. Again, not only pointing out what the features of the home are, but more importantly, how those features are going to benefit you. These videos are powerful, and they're extremely well received by the local audience. They're viewed very, very frequently. I get tons of views on these videos, and I've been told directly that my videos have led to homes getting multiple offers. I have a very, very strong testimonials on both Google and Zillow, which is where I ask my clients to review me after the process. I've never received a review that was less than 5 stars, which is the most you can receive. I would encourage anybody that is planning on working with any realtor to go check out testimonials and reviews before you commit to working with that realtor. You want to know not only that they've got strong reviews, but you want to read those reviews and you want to see what people have said about them. Were they evangelistic about that agent, or were they just filling out the 5 stars and hitting enter? You want to see what their comments were, what their experiences were like. Working with a realtor is an important decision, and you need to make sure of several things. One, you need to be able to connect with that agent. You need to be able to trust that agent. And I do think it's very important that you can learn from the past interactions and past transactions that these agents have had with other people. First-time home buyers and sellers, yeah, I do have some advice for you. It's not always an easy market. There's going to be some bumps along the way. You need to do your due diligence and choose the right person that you feel is going to be the right person to guide you through those bumps and take you over those bumps and make sure you find your way over to the other side. I'm not saying that that person's always going to be me. You may not connect with me, or you may simply connect with someone else better. But I do believe it's important to interview the people that you're going to be working with. This isn't buying a gallon of milk or a pair of sneakers. This is you going out and either buying or selling the most valuable asset probably you've ever bought or sold to date. My goals for the future of this industry are to really make my mark, particularly on this local market. I'm born and bred in Olney. I've lived here all my life. I call Olney Velcro because it's like once you get stuck on Velcro, you might be able to move around a little bit on it, but you're not getting off that Velcro, and people generally feel that way about Olney. I believe it's one of the nicest places to live, not only in Maryland, but in the country. I've been to a lot of places. There's nowhere I'd rather be than here. So I would like to make my mark on the Olney real estate market by being synonymous with it. I would like for people to think, when they think of the Olney real estate market, I want them to think of Andy Rubin.